and welcome to Dovedale in the White Peak of the Peak District due to the limestone footprint that it sits on. And it's been a gorgeous morning. When I first got here, the area was cloaked in mist and I had two choices. Do I climb up Thorpe Cloud, where I'm standing on top of now, or do I send the drone up to see what we can capture? And I decided to send the drone up because mist just doesn't hang around. It disperses just like it is in the background there. And it has pretty much in all directions now dispersed. I can see in the far distance towards the east there's still a nice blanket there, but around this area it's gone. So I did put the drone up and this is what I got. Some very nice video footage and some still pano shots as well of what I'll only call this morning perfecto conditions. So a few weeks ago I started researching a new drone and started watching lots of reviews, and Helen kind of knows what's coming when I start looking at lots of reviews. And I decided not to go to the Mavic series because they're a bit heavier and bigger than the Mini. So I had the Mini 2 and I decided to go to the Mini Pro 4. And that's the footage you've seen this morning. And it's very nice as well. So I ordered the combo version from Amazon. So you've got your 3 batteries and everything else. And set it up, went through the setup procedure, and you come to press a button called activate. Press that, won't connect to the DJI server. Okay, I thought, is the DJI server down? So I sat there for about 15 minutes, pressing activate, still nothing. So I keyed in the error message into the internet and it came up with an explanation. And there was quite a few people who have had this particular problem. This path is very sketchy. And there's quite a few people that had the same problem. In particular, ones they'd bought from Amazon. And I picked that up on the reviews on Amazon. And on the DJI forum, there was quite a few people there that's had the problem, and DJI responded by saying, yeah, just send the controller in, we'll repair it. I don't think so. You expect to buy a brand new piece of kit, £1,000, you expect it to work, not send it in for a repair. So I returned mine to Amazon. 7 days later, I got the refund on my credit card, and I went and bought one from Argos, because on the Argos customer reviews, nobody said they'd had this particular issue. So I got the one from Argos set up. I come to that point where you hit the activate button. I said three Hail Marys, press the activate button, and thank God it's activated, and here we are now using it. And I'm not going to do a review on this drone because there's literally thousands of reviews out there. But I would say to these technical people that review them, just think about the photographers, because I couldn't find any. This is even sketchier. I couldn't find any review that really concentrated from a photographer's angle. So once I've had this for a few flights, I'll share my user experience, which won't be a review, it will be user experience. But this morning, all I can say so far, it's very easy to fly. It's easier than the Mini 2 for some reason. It just feels more solid. You feel more in control with it. The video quality is better, and the still image quality is better. Not a massive jump from the Mini 2, but it is noticeably better. So this morning, now the sun's up, we've got wall-to-wall blue sky, and photographing Dovedale is a bit of a challenge because it's in a gorge and it's going to be dark, there's going to be shadows, there's going to be the sun now beating down through the gorge, casting harsh light. But we'll have a walk up to Milldale, and I'll just sort of show you what there is here to photograph if we survive this path down. And yeah, so we've got here the most famous part of Dovedale is the stepping stones, which have been here for centuries. And last time I was here, they was being repaired. So I got some shots of some JCBs working on the stones, and I sold them as a stock photo as well, because it was obviously unusual to have JCBs in the middle of the River Dove. So we have the stepping stones, we have the River Dove itself. We also have some caves scattered around. Whoops. And the end of our walk today, we'll get to Milldale, and from memory there's a cottage there. Hopefully won't be surrounded by scaffolding or anything, and I want to put that into a composition. So that's this video, and I'm so glad I put the drone up first thing, because I think if I'd have climbed up here and got to the top up here, I could have missed the best of the mist. Eddie Skelton today, I think he's stayed local. We did exchange a few messages last night. I think he was going to go to the Roaches. We're overdue for a collaboration, but for me, I've done the Roaches a few times, and I'm very eager to go to new locations, because very much if you go somewhere new, I just find it stimulating, because your brain's working harder on what you see in front of you, whereas if you go to somewhere you've been before, you're kind of looking at similar or same compositions under different lighting conditions. So I hope this morning he had some great mist like we've had here, because he'll be over the moon. If he didn't, he'll be down in the dumps. So there's a bit of a problem with Dovedale. It's absolutely beautiful, and because it's so beautiful, because it's so accessible, because the car park is massive, it is a tourist magnet, particularly in the summer months. I would not come here in the summer, because it just absolutely gets invaded. And you know, it's here for everybody to enjoy, and literally thousands and thousands of people come here. So the best time to come is out of the holiday season, when the kiddie winkies have gone back to school, and come nice and early like this. I've seen one runner so far. I got here at 6:43 this morning, which was bob on sunrise, but it is very popular, and as the morning goes on, you might see people starting to appear in the compositions. Thank God for Photoshop Remove. Lots of sheep here. This morning there was rabbits running around, there was foxes hanging around as well for their breakfast, the rabbits. There were some hot air balloons which have gone. Somebody flying a microlight glider above us. So gorgeous morning, still gorgeous now. The light's just okay, it's not too harsh. The sheep haven't whited out if we took a picture of the sheep, but it's beautiful. But come early, come in the winter. If you're going to climb up Thorpe Cloud, don't come on a wet day, because it's treacherous, and I'm glad I'm down. So we're going to make our way to the stepping stones now, and earlier this year the stepping stones made the headlines because somebody tried to cross them with a buggy, and a fight broke out. Can you believe it? Such a beautiful place, a fight breaks out between people enjoying a beautiful place like this. But it did, and it made the headlines. So yeah, don't cross. I mean, I probably try and avoid, if I'm honest, the stepping stones, because they can be slippy and I don't like water. So there is another way back. You don't have to cross the stepping stones. It's just a bit, it's not an easy, if you don't cross the stepping stones, it's not an easy walk back. So let's get down to the stepping stones themselves. There might be, or rather there will be, at a certain point of the day there'll be light on the stones. I don't think we're going to get that, because that's when people will be here. But it's a gorgeous morning. It's about 10 degrees. It's absolutely, it feels perfect. Just stand here get your breath back. Birds behind you, above you. Sheep having their breakfast, a starter, a bit of grass, a bit of moist grass, grass with moisture. So we're approaching the stepping stones and the light's coming round, but it's not quite on the stepping stones yet. But there is a bit of a reflection over there in the water, so maybe we can use that. It does look nice and still. And looking back, Thorpe Cloud has not got any light on it either. I think this is more of an evening shot maybe, to get the light on Thorpe Cloud and on the stepping stones. Well, come and have a look at this gorgeous reflection that's just sitting on the River Dove just before these rapids. Very nice early morning reflection. Let's see if we can do something with this. From this side we're looking directly into the sun, so it's not looking that good. We might need to go back to the other side and see if we can get something. But in the right light here, there's a nice tree that sits there, and that is reflecting into the water. I don't think it's worth taking. It's just too dark. There's little glimmers of light catching the tree from the sun, but or is it worth a shot? Shall I try it? I'll try a quick shot and show you. Okay, this looks to be better. I know it's a bit blue skyy, but it does make for a very nice scene. So let's carry on 2.5 mile walk to Milldale and see what we can see on the way. Sun's behind us, as you can see, but one great advantage of the Pocket Osmo 3 is just look at the dynamic range here. I've got the sun directly behind my head. Just look at one of the advantages of the Osmo Pocket 3 is dynamic range, and the footage you can see now, it's illuminating my face with the sun directly behind, and that is pretty good. Right, I think that's Lover's Leap, and people possibly leap off when they get to the top of them steps. Should we go have a look at the view down? Oh, it's another slight climb up. It does look a bit sketchy actually, so we're going to be careful, because the leap must be the other side, maybe. Whoa, yeah. Over there is Lover's Leap. I'm not going any further. Lover's Leap, and there's a a B&M carrier bag down there, very nice. And this cross is also got a B&M carrier bag wrapped around it. Maybe two lovers from B&M have stood here or jumped off or whatever. Okay, onwards. We must be coming up to a cave now, I think. So today is Monday the 16th of September, and looking round the trees here in Dovedale, there's nothing we could say is autumnal. Nothing whatsoever. There's no shot I can take and go, here's a little bit of autumn. So it's looking slow at the minute, and that's probably down to the mild weather we're continuing to have. We did have a cold snap a couple of days ago. I got up and had to defrost the car, but then we've come back this week to 19 degrees, which is not going to give us that transition to autumn. Yeah, just little edges of it. That's all you can see. So let's not get too excited just yet. I have planned the next 2 months of where I'm going to go for some autumn photography. And a lot of that depends on the weather. Because if we get some exceptional conditions that look like they're going to be long term, then I'll book a few extra days off work to make the most of it. Plus we're off to the Lake District as well to see autumn there. I've seen some images there on Instagram, and parts of the Lake District are looking more autumnal than what we've got here. So we'll see. We've got to be patient, haven't we? So next week I'll stick to my plan, stick to my location. And I did go out last week just for a little recce of a new woodland, Shining Cliff Woods. So here's a couple of shots from there, and I'm going to go back there to do an autumn shoot, because I think certainly there's opportunity with some of the trees, and there's definitely an opportunity with the pond reflection. Just imagine that pond reflection surrounded by autumnal colours. The river has widened at this point. We've gone back onto the flat, which my feet are loving. The gorge is rising up around us, and I think we'll have our first cave on the right hand side soon. So this is via Torres Bridge, and kind of, I suppose the shot I might be looking for is this. I'm not sure. I'm just going to walk around here a little bit just to see what's available when we look at different compositions. there's the cottage I wanted to photograph, but there's no light on it at the moment, so we'll have a look. So this angle here, there's a lot of foliage blocking the little hut out, so I don't think this is going to be the shot. So I think I've got the shot I want here. It's the best I can get. It's very high contrast because of the light in the shot. There's a sign on the gate. I'm going to remove that in Photoshop, but otherwise let me show you the composition on the video there. So we're using the wall in the bottom as a bit of foreground interest. I'm going to remove the defibrillator in Photoshop as well, and maybe the drinking water sign. The building itself is very dark, so we're going to have to bring that out in the shadows when we do the processing. It's okay. It's nothing. It's not as nice as I thought it was going to look. Again, if you put some autumn colours around it in a few weeks' time, it will look a lot better. I will take another shot on the other side of the bridge and see how that comes out. Okay, so those shots there, not what I expected to get. From memory, I thought it was going to be a much nicer shot. That was okay, but from memory, I thought we could get the river within the scene. Maybe it's too overgrown, I don't know. Maybe in autumn it will look better. So let me just summarise Dovedale as a place to visit. Thorpe Cloud, definitely worth a walk up for the views from the top. Obviously, if you get a misty day, it becomes an epic location. The walk up the river is quite pleasant. One cave, I think, will be worth a shot in autumn. And along the river as well, there's a few autumnal opportunities that will expose themselves as the season comes into fruition. So yeah, is it a location that's top of my autumn list? No, I would put this location on standby. So thank you very much for watching the video. Please give the video a like, pop a comment in the bottom. You're very welcome. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. We're just heading for 800 subscribers now. Really pleased with that. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. We're going to end on my favourite shot from this video, and I don't know what it is yet until I get home and start editing the content. And on that note, I'll see you later on the next one.